evil character. That's not difficult at all. I'm going to fall into the drink again. There we go. Okay, 3 row will have to be enough for now. Just make a character, make it not care. Where have you been? Alright. Make a character, make it not care about anyone and anything that is not them. And that's really it. Playing an evil person, evil character in a ttrpg is pretty simple. You just cause havoc, you're only in it for yourself, and you don't care who you intimidate or scare or upset in the process. That's the easy part. And it can be fun. Like, I understand the draw. We humans have always been drawn to characters like that. Especially in RPGs, where it's technically safe to explore such avenues. And like, horror sells, characters like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or, you know, that statue of sexy Satan. Evil is a thing that a lot of people want to explore. We want our evil to be delicate. We want our evil to be refined. If you want to go into a PvP one-shot, no holes barred kind of thing, go for it. Have fun. That is an amazing way of playing just evil characters, being chaotic and just having fun without consequences. Doing it in a ttrpg, however, is different. You have to you have to really separate yourself from your character to begin with. And then there are like 50 other things to consider. Just an example. In my Theros campaign that I run every Thursday, it's going to start up again next Thursday. Most of the party are good aligned. They are heroes. They are the good guys. They are there to save the world, and by divine mandate, they are the poster child for Greek hero myths. They've been told to save the world because it's the right thing to do, and by golly, they'll do it.
Welcome. Take a look.
Playing an evil character in a setting like that is challenging. There is a difference between playing a villain, playing evil, and playing a morally gray character. So a villain is just, yeah, it's just that. Capital V villain is just someone, they're in it for themselves. They do not care who they hurt. And hello, can I? Thank you. And they will actively oppose whatever the party, like a villain can become an antagonist very easily. Villains and antagonists are not the same thing, but they very quickly can be. But antagonists are not necessarily evil or villainous. Antagonist is just a person who opposes the protagonist's goals. A morally gray character can be very selfish, but their goal is never to cause suffering in others. They're usually in it for themselves. They're usually in it for for their own specific goals, but they generally are not in it to cause suffering. And trust me, for the script that I wrote for the video I was gonna make, I looked up the definition of evil as written in dictionaries. And what I found was that it wasn't very helpful. So, like, the definition of evil is someone who is sinful or wicked. Okay, according to who? It's not helpful. So I went down the rabbit hole of looking up synonyms for evil, and most of them had to do with causing suffering in one way or another. Like, if you take the various evil NPCs you can have in, for example, D&D, hags are evil generally. Hags generally are evil because, yes, they will help you, but they want to cause suffering. They thrive on it. Most hags in D&D, they live off of the suffering they cause. Morally grey, as I see it, more so just means, yeah, you don't care if you do harm or not, but you don't actively seek to cause it. An evil character want to cause suffering, cause pain, and if we're gonna go by the alignment chart, which I'm not a fan of the cosmic alignment thing, especially when you prescribe an alignment to an entire group of sentient creatures. I'm quite opposed to that. But you all know the cosmic alignment thing is the chaotic good to lawful evil 9 squares thing. If we say lawful evil, a lawful evil person will use the letter of the laws, rules, and expectations to further their own goals and push others down. They don't care who they harm in the process, and if they do cause harm, if they eliminate people, if they cause suffering, if they push them down and cause fear and mayhem in the process, that's the best outcome. I'm not gonna use spoilers here, but there are several characters in modern media that use tyranny and fear to further their own goals. They know that they're causing pain, suffering, paranoia, all that stuff. And to them, that is a good thing. Because if they can keep people paranoid, if they can keep them afraid, if they can keep them down and just scared in general, a lawful evil person feels that a lawful evil person feels that that gives them power. A neutral evil person will instead, they don't care about laws per se. They don't care if they have to use chaos. They don't really care one way or another. All they want to do is further their own goals and lift themselves up. If they have to break laws to do it, they will. If they have to follow the letter of the law to do it, they will. Hello,
Yeah.
Wilmuth. Wilmuth, I love that name. But normally they won't even follow their own code of conduct. Particularly in it's just whatever they can do to further their own goals and push other people down and keep them down, they will. There's no real rhyme or reason to it other than very flexible in how they see things. A chaotic evil person, and this is where I like playing chaotic neutral characters, but a chaotic evil person follows their own code. They might not follow it as strictly as a lawful evil person would, but they have a code of conduct. It's just completely, usually batshit Where's my weapon? Thank you. It might seem batshit insane to people around them. Well, since you mentioned Batman in the chat, the Joker. The Joker kind of goes from neutral evil to chaotic evil and back. He has a very strict code of conduct that he follows, but it's his code of conduct. It's his rules, his regulations for himself. And there's the thing, really. A lot of people think that, oh, if I want to play, I'm gonna play chaotic evil because that means I can do whatever I want whenever I want. No. Playing chaotic evil means that you follow your own rules, you follow them to the letter, but no one but you actually knows what those rules are, why you following them, and how it impacts your life. Lawful is that you follow the rules of other people, of the community you reside in, of the nation's laws, etc. Chaotic means you follow your own set of rules. And that is the big thing. A lot of people are like, I'm gonna play chaotic and I'm gonna be a absolute chaos gremlin who doesn't care about anything or anyone. Okay, do that. As long as you have your own set of rules that you follow, go for it. Have fun. Take care. And the big thing there is, how do you play that without being disruptive? And I mentioned the Theros campaign. In a campaign like that, you could probably get away with any of these if you're smart about it. It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take some work to actually make it work. Because it can be very difficult for and especially I think chaotic evil character, or actually a neutral evil character, to play in such a good aligned campaign. And you're gonna have to work with your DM or GM, you're gonna have to work with the other players. So in a good aligned campaign, you're gonna have to work for it. And then you have a campaign like my Eberron campaign, where it's more morally gray, and it wouldn't take as much work to make a character fit, an evil character fit into the Eberron campaign. In fact, there is an evil character in the Eberron campaign. Not gonna tell you who. You're gonna have to go watch the campaign. It's over on the YouTube channel. If you want to catch up. But yes, there is an evil character in that campaign. And it's not exactly the person you might think. Because there are a few that could be poster childs for playing evil characters. Now, in a morally grey campaign like Eberron, which is a noir campaign, it is easier to slot in an evil character without it being disruptive. It could even be a lot of fun and create some interesting dynamics. But compare that one to the Theros one, and you would very quickly lose the support of a lot of people, of a lot, like the gods themselves, etc., if you started acting like evil. In the Eberron campaign, it's a noir campaign. Most of the world there operates sort of on Gotham City rules of, yeah, things suck. And there are a few good, genuinely good people, but they have to work within a system that is corrupted, that is nasty, where it's hard to get things done, where the ones in power are pushing down the people that don't, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, you have the evil campaign, where everyone plays an evil character, and again, it can be quite difficult to running an evil campaign, playing in an evil campaign can be very difficult. Not because people aren't evil, but because everyone is in it for themselves. And in an evil campaign, the work doesn't come from slotting in evil characters. It comes from, if everyone is evil, how do? It's all about the campaign's goals. You need a unified goal. In the Eberron campaign, there are various different characters. They have their own motivations, their own alignments, but they have the same goal. In the Eberron campaign's case, it started out as get from point A to point B, get paid. It's still that is still the main goal, but along the way it has evolved into get from point A to point B, get paid, to, well, while we're on the way and passing by, let's deal with some people that are not as nice as we would like them to be. That is the main thing. Finding a common goal for with the party for an evil character in a good driven campaign can be a lot more difficult than in a neutral or morally grey one. If the rest of your players say no to evil in the campaign, that's it. Do not bring it in if it wasn't okayed from the start. But the major thing is, in order to make an evil character work, it needs to fit with the current campaign, the theme of the campaign. It needs to fit with what your other players want out of it. It also needs to fit with, like, how are your characters going to be perceived by the general public? I think the big thing, the big takeaway for just, like, and this is in general for any party, try to, but yeah, the big takeaway is really get the vibe of what you are trying to do, what you like, what the party wants. And it's when you cause problems for your fellow players, then that's when playing an evil character goes from being a fun experience for everyone involved to just you being disruptive.